Hi, and welcome to another episode of Take Off Monday, where we discuss topics dealing with entrepreneurship, career transitions, podcasting, and video streaming. I'm Joy Tootle. I work at Rocket Ship Consultants. Our team is made up of attorneys. Each of us, including myself, bring unique experiences to this company. I spent some years working in private law practice and also for the state of Florida as a prosecutor for the Department of Health and an assistant attorney general. I'm the former executive director of the Florida Board of Medicine, and I've spent some years teaching at the university level. Lately, I've been working on the team at Rocket Ship Consultants doing podcast editing for the popular Floridaville podcast and producing and co-hosting video streaming shows like this one.
And I'm Rosanna Catalano, also an attorney and owner and founder of Rocket Ship Consultants. Our company helps clients that are stuck. We help them to get moving. Clients call us when they can't seem to get ahead in their career or they're stuck in a job they hate. They call us when they can't get this business idea out of their head, but they can't seem to get moving on it either. And they call us when they dream of creating a video show like this one or a podcast like many that we have done, but they don't know where to start. Our team of coaches and consultants can help you focus, prioritize, and inspire you to start making progress on your goals. The idea behind Rocket Ship Consultants is about changing your trajectory and launching yourself into new and better areas. So tonight's topic that we're going to be discussing is protecting your business with regards to lawsuits. When I was in law school, we talked about a case where a woman was injured when she tried to pull out the grocery cart from the other carts. And we all have done it when we walked into grocery stores without even thinking twice. The cart was stuck and the woman gave it a good tug. The cart came loose, but the woman lost balance as the floor was a bit slippery from being recently mopped. And my professor said that when we were done discussing this case, which we spent days talking about this case, that we would never be able to go to a grocery store again and not think about liability when we grab a grocery cart. And believe you me, I am forever ruined when I go to grocery stores. I am very careful when I do pull out the cart, and I always think about the potential liability. By anticipating potential risks and by really being proactive, business owners can reduce their exposure to liability.
That is so true. A business that has leaders keeping an eye out for risks and has effective compliance programs teaching the employees how to spot and minimize risks has an incredible advantage in the marketplace. I know law school made me paranoid of risks and liabilities too. I think the class most responsible for this was Torts class.
Yes.
A tort is a wrongful act or an infringement of a right other than what's under a contract, and it leads to a civil legal liability. A tort is a civil wrong. It's when a civil wrong injures a person, a piece of property, or certain economic interests. And some examples of torts are intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, that's probably the one most people are familiar with, financial losses, invasion of privacy, which is a hot topic lately, and many other things. A tort is basically the reason why you are suing someone in civil court.
And once you understand some of these torts, then you can take steps to protect your business. As you just said, Joy, negligence is a type of tort. Negligence occurs when the company's conduct creates an unreasonable risk of causing injury to another person or damage to another person's property. As a business owner, you would get sued for negligence if the plaintiff, the person bringing the lawsuit against you, can prove that you had a duty to them to act reasonably, that you breached that duty or failed to carry out that duty because you did not act like a reasonably prudent person would have, and that there is a causal link between the business's breach of duty and the plaintiff's injury, that there's some link there, and that the plaintiff actually suffered a loss or injury. The plaintiff has some kind of damages. And right now, I would like to give a huge shout out to Professor Larissa Litsky. She's actually now the dean at the University of Missouri School of Law. I would like to commend her on her teaching, as I still remember the elements of negligence from my first year of law school.
You are bringing me back to my days in law school too. I cannot tell you how many scenarios we had to analyze and going through those elements. Let me spend a little time explaining what the duty to act reasonably part of what you said means. An example of a business owner's duty to act reasonably under the circumstances to not harm others is by handling private data with care. If I'm a business owner, it is not reasonable of me to leave my employees' social security numbers right next to the cashier in my store or leave customer credit card information lying about. Identity theft is a real harm, so there's a duty that exists to protect this private information. Well, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, we will continue to discuss torts.
At Rocket Ship Consultants, our mission is to launch your business, career, or podcast. Our team works with you to start and grow your business with fresh ideas and inspiration. Let us make key introductions on your behalf and leverage our network of contacts. Talk to us before you send your application in for a new position, a university admission, or a scholarship. From resumes and interview preparation to negotiating offers, our experienced career advisors can help you at all levels achieve your career goals. Let us help you take that dream you have for a podcast or video and turn it into a reality. Rocket Ship Consultants offers a variety of services, so check out our website at rocketshipconsultants.com. Take off with Rocket Ship Consultants and launch your business, career, or podcast with us.
Welcome back. On this episode, we're talking about protecting your business, and we were discussing protecting your business from being sued. Before the commercial break, we were discussing negligence and a business owner's duty to act reasonably. What else should we know about this?
Business owners not only have a duty to their employees and their customers, but they also have a duty to third parties, meaning a business can be held liable for any torts committed by its employees acting within the scope of their employment. For example, if I own a catering business with a truck and one of my employees gets into a traffic accident while driving my catering truck to a wedding, then I actually can be held liable for the damage that's caused. So this is why employers, especially employers that have delivery trucks or businesses with dangerous equipment like construction companies, really need to spend some time training their employees, and also, on the other side of it, being selective about the people that they hire to do these types of jobs.
Exactly. You know, you have a duty, even if you're a landlord. You have a legal duty to keep the property reasonably safe, and you could be held liable to injuries occurring on the property you own or on property just outside of it. You know, for example, if I, as a landlord, fail to keep machinery working properly in the condo I rent out, then I might be held liable for a fire that's caused by an appliance that is in my condo that wasn't kept up. And there are some defenses to the tort of negligence, like contributory and comparative negligence. We literally could talk for days on this subject, and we did in law school for days on the subject, but I'm going to summarize it and keep it simple for business owners. Depending on where you live, what jurisdiction you live in, you may be absolved completely or partially for negligence if you can prove that the plaintiff suing you was partly at fault.
Ro, this is where those training programs for managers and employees really help business owners. Let's go back to your grocery store example. If my friend Shirley owns a grocery store and Jack slips and falls in the store, if Jax might be at fault for this slip and fall, then Shirley will want to keep the security camera video of Jax walking into the store with his big red slushie. And she'll want to take pictures of the red liquid on the ground next to the empty slushy cup where Jax fell. Shirley can bring this evidence to her attorney who's defending her if there's a subsequent lawsuit.
Well, we are running out of time tonight. This is a great topic and we will revisit it. In the meantime, let's touch on some other types of lawsuits that can be brought against a business owner. Entrepreneurs need to know these lawsuits exist so that they can keep an eye out for risks. And the first one is intentional infliction of emotional distress. You get sued for this if your conduct was outrageous and you intended to cause emotional distress and you actually caused emotional suffering. Business owners can expect to get this type of lawsuit when there's been some kind of harassment at work. Another type of lawsuit is invasion of privacy. And in that example you gave about social security cards being left out, an employer can expect that type of lawsuit in that situation.
A nuisance lawsuit can be brought against a business that's unreasonably and substantially interfering with the person's use and enjoyment of her land. If the sports bar you own plays loud music late at night or somehow pollutes the air and water, then the neighbors of this sports bar might have a claim. I think a big one that not many business owners are aware of is the interference with contractual relations. This tort protects the right to enjoy the benefits of legally binding agreements. It requires the business owner to know that there was a contract. For example, if your company sells software and your competitor has a contract to sell software to a customer, you can't go to that customer and offer the same product at a lower price and tell the customer, hey, buy from me. I will indemnify you for anything that you have to pay in order to get out of that contract with my competitor.
Ooh, that is naughty behavior and you can be held liable. So, before we close out tonight's episode, we should mention that when a business is sued, a business can be forced to pay actual out of pocket monetary damages, which is known as actual damages. They can pay punitive damages, which are supposed to punish the company. For example, let's say my automotive company caused $5 million in actual damages, but my company's behavior was so outrageously bad that my company has to pay $40 million in punitive damages on top of the actual damages to ensure that this behavior never occurs again. And lastly, courts can grant equitable relief. And that's when a monetary reward just won't cut it. This is when a court requires the business owner to do something. Like if a newspaper company is found to have defamed someone, then the court may make the newspaper publish a retraction.
If you own a business, you really need to sit with a business lawyer and discuss these issues. You need to analyze your risks and then try to minimize them. The attorney will be proactive and help you navigate this area. The attorney will also be able to help you if there are any mistakes.
Right. And remember, we have this show. We've got lots of episodes on YouTube. We stream live every Monday night at 8 o'clock in the evening to the Rocket Ship Consultants Facebook page, the YouTube channel, and to my personal LinkedIn profile. If you have future topic suggestions, be sure to put them in the comments below. And please let us know if your company would like to team up to sponsor our show or a relevant episode. Our contact information will be up at the end of the show. Well, that wraps up our show tonight. Good night.